from The Reporter, the paper of record for Delaware County's towns and villages. This is Off the Record, a quick look at the latest county news. I'm Andrew Kantor, and this week we've got a contentious meeting with a congressman, bowling returning to Walton, a senior program running out of money, and more. So let's get to it. We'll start with what was meant to be a casual meet and greet with Congressman Josh Riley quickly turned into a passionate town hall at the Hamden Inn. Riley's plan was to speak one-on-one with his constituents, but they weren't having it. The crowd, about 30 people, well, they wanted more of an open town hall discussion. Riley eventually agreed. He asked for respectful dialogue, and then he dove in. He answered questions about his voting record and his political priorities. He's a Democrat, but some folks in the crowd criticized what they thought they saw as a centrist approach, especially his votes to defund the International Criminal Court and his introduction of the Laken-Riley Act, which they worried threatened civil rights by making it easier for the federal government to detain immigrants for minor crimes. Riley defended his decisions, saying he reviewed the bill language carefully to ensure due process protections, and he added that he's working on broader immigration reform and a bill to restructure federal enforcement power. Then his tone turned fiery. Riley spoke about income inequality, broken systems, and the need to rebuild trust by helping working families with everyday burdens like food and utility costs. "You're goddamn right I'm focused on egg prices," he said, "because democracy doesn't work without a strong middle class." Bowling is back in Walton. Walton Lanes officially reopened with a ribbon-cutting ceremony at 4 Water Street with a crowd of smiling locals ready to celebrate. Manager Lou Kleingardner welcomed everyone back to the lanes. They've taken years to bring back, and in fact they're still a work in progress, he said, but they are open. The alley has 10 freshly polished lanes. They're ready for open bowling, and there are fall leagues already in the works. And of course, you can always sign up for birthday parties and fundraisers, and there's even a youth league possibly coming. As for food, there isn't a full menu yet, but they've got snacks and drinks while they wait for their alcohol permit. And once that's in place, the food will come too. That whole Water Street complex, it'd been vacant for years, and the bowling alley is part of a larger effort to bring new life to town. As Kleingardner put it, "We're building something the community can be proud of. We are back." The Delaware County Senior Dining Program is facing some serious financial strain. The costs are rising fast. Food, staff, supplies, while at the same time, the extra funding they used to get, it's disappeared. There are 6 dining centers across the county, and just through March, they served more than 22,000 meals. And their goal for the whole year was 4 times that, actually more than 4 times that. But right now, they don't think that's going to be possible. They can't afford staff, there are fewer volunteers, and even the vehicles they use, they're getting old, and there's no money to replace them. The program leaders say they're searching for new funding, and meanwhile they're hoping people will reach out to county officials and have them support these kind of meals for seniors. Bud Gladstone of Gladstone Farm was one of a bunch of Delaware County farmers who got a taste of how they can use drone technology to make everyday farm work a little easier. Delaware County planning staff and some folks from the Watershed Agricultural Council did some demos of how drones can help with stuff like monitoring fields, tracking herds, and even planning seed mixes. County planner Josh Rowe even flew a drone over Gladstone's pasture to show him how to map out test plots for grass seed mixtures. Now, Gladstone is 71, so he may be a bit old school. He still prefers tractors he can fix himself. Well, don't we all? But he also sees the value of embracing new tools. And drones, he said, they could help him check fences, locate his herd, even spot cattle struggling during labor. Besides, as WAC's director put it, agriculture and tech, they've always kind of gone hand in hand since the beginning. And drones, they're just the next step. Developers of a planned solar farm on the former McFarland farm in Delhi, they responded to some community concerns about the project in an 11-page document. You can read the details in the reporter or in the document itself, but let me give you the basics. How will the solar project impact land use? Not much. The soil won't be affected, and there will still be plenty of bee and bird-friendly plants underneath the solar panels. They won't be using any pesticides or herbicides either. And when the site is decommissioned in 25 or 30 years, it can go right back to being farmland, if that's what the owners want. For people worried about radiation, well, that's not really a thing. Light bulbs give off electromagnetic radiation, after all. More importantly, there are no hazardous materials on the site, not even batteries. And utility poles? They'll make sure there aren't any placed where they might spoil a view. Glare from the panels? Not an issue. The panels have anti-glare coating, and they'll also be screened by trees and shrubs. There's also obviously no real noise, there's no runoff, there's no smell, and there's not going to need to be any traffic. The Delhi Planning Board members will consider the report and continue their discussion at their May meeting. And that's it for this week's Off the Record, but there's plenty more in the Reporter, in print or online at the-reporter.net. You can read about the international exchange program between Delaware Academy students and their counterparts in Germany, and also about how one Bovina resident has been researching the history of the first ever American cookbook, and a lot more. Until next week, I'm Andrew Kantor. Thanks for listening.